A man's choice to conduct a DNA test on his son, whom he believed bore no resemblance to him, not only stunned his wife, but also profoundly distressed her. Upon receiving the results, she convened the entire family, torn between deciding the fate of her marriage in the wake of this heart-wrenching revelation. In September 2023, an anonymous woman turned to Reddit to share her story. The woman vividly recounted the 5-year journey she had embarked upon with her husband, 3 of which were wrapped within the confines of marriage. Throughout their relationship, the overbearing presence of her husband's mother loomed large, a constant source of tension. This intrusion, marked by unsolicited opinions and undue behaviors, deeply bothered the woman, although she always tried to maintain a facade of composure. The woman firmly believed in the adage that it was unjust to be angry at her spouse for actions not of his own making. After all, he couldn't control the words or deeds of his mother, no matter how hurtful they might be. Yet, what irked her profoundly was his inability to stand up for her when she felt uncomfortable or upset due to his mother's intrusions. Calling her father-in-law, she invited both him and her husband's mother to their home that evening. The situation reached a breaking point when the mother-in-law, in a fit of audacity, started questioning the paternity of the woman's child. For a while now, my mill has been making comments about how my son doesn't look like my husband when he was a toddler, basically accusing me of sleeping around. This, rightfully so, upset me, added the livid woman. Despite her fierce denial and emotional distress, the woman's husband remained passive, failing to shield her from this onslaught of accusations. It was this inaction and lack of support that drove a wedge between them. Fueled by frustration and a growing sense of disrespect, the woman emotionally distanced herself from her husband. Her breaking point came when he casually announced his intention to conduct a paternity DNA test, not out of genuine doubt, but as a means to pacify his relentless mother. This revelation was a slap in the face, an outrageous insult to her integrity. It was at this moment that she decided she could no longer endure this toxic cycle. With steely determination, the woman took charge of her life. She sought legal counsel and embarked on the search for a new home, a sanctuary away from the chaos. Her decision was firm, her resolve unyielding. The impending DNA test results, scheduled to arrive in mere days, held the promise of vindication, and she planned to combine them with divorce papers. In her heart, she knew that her decision to end the marriage was not just about her. It was a desperate attempt to shield her son from a future marred by animosity and bitterness. Her own childhood, scarred by the incessant battles between her parents, served as a stark reminder of the consequences of a toxic household. She refused to let her son endure a similar fate. The woman's determination was fueled by her job, a source of stability and independence. It wasn't just a means to financial security, it was her sanctuary, a place where she found solace amidst the storm. The job, which she had retained despite the option to leave after marriage, became her lifeline, reinforcing her decision to remain self-sufficient. As she braced herself for the imminent test results, a mix of emotions swirled within her: anger, sadness, and a glimmer of hope for a better future. Regardless of the outcome, she was resolute. The days of enduring a loveless marriage were over. She was ready to face the challenges that lay ahead, all for the sake of her son and the chance to rebuild her life on her terms. The woman shared an update to the original post, recounting the events that unfolded after her husband received the DNA test results. On the day the results were due, she took matters into her own hands. Calling her father-in-law, she invited both him and her husband's mother to their home that evening. "He was working when he got the results," said the woman of her husband. He sent her the results and assured her that he would confront his mother to resolve the matter once and for all. However, when he called, the woman was resolute. She informed him that she had already consulted with an attorney, initiated divorce proceedings, and was prepared to end the marriage. The confrontation escalated into a heated argument. The husband defended his actions, claiming he didn't anticipate her strong reaction. However, the woman stood her ground, emphasizing that his indifference to her feelings had irreparably damaged their relationship. In a bold move, she handed him the divorce papers. Undeterred by his refusal to sign them, she left that night, refusing to stay in a situation where her boundaries were continuously violated. Despite her departure, her husband remained torn between his loyalty to his parents and the crumbling marriage, When the husband informed his parents that he would be checking on them periodically but requested his mother to apologize, she remained obstinate. Refusing to back down, she accused the woman of tearing her family apart, displaying an unyielding attitude. In the aftermath, the woman and her husband had a conversation. He proposed couples counseling, expressing a desire to salvage their relationship and continue co-parenting. Despite the tumultuous events, the fate of their marriage remained uncertain, hanging in the balance of therapy sessions and the woman's wavering trust. In a final edit, the woman said her husband was determined not to lose his son despite the possibility of divorce. Acknowledging his mother's interference, he promised to confront her. The woman remained cautious, hoping counseling would teach him to prioritize their marriage. She contemplated divorce, but was open to reconciliation through therapy. Her patience had limits, emphasizing her commitment to her son's well-being. Her concern wasn't the paternity test itself, but the intrusion and lack of trust, highlighting the need for open communication. What do you think about this story? Do you think OP was right to file a divorce, or should she have forgiven her husband for taking a DNA test? What would you do if you were in OP's shoes?